Morning. Good morning. Welcome to the show. This show is called
Sunday Chat.
And I am Richard.
And I am Paul.
Yes, you remembered what your name was. Well done. Well done, because we're all in a whirl this morning. A whirl. A whirl of whirliness.
You are.
No, I am. Is the word discombobulated? And I'll tell you for why. It's high humidity. Which means I'm having a bad hair morning.
Is that a song?
No, you're thinking of High Fidelity by the Kids
High
from Fame.
Fidelity.
High humidity, high. What was I saying? Yeah.
Oh, we could do a skit on that, couldn't we?
Oh, I'm sure plenty of people have already done skits on
Yeah.
humidity and Afro do's. I tell you, somebody walked past earlier and thought Gladys Knight and the Pips had a revival, I tell you. All they need to do is learn how to moonwalk and it's a Michael Jackson show, I tell you. Well, I'm white enough.
He's had a bad hair morning.
I have. It is the humidity. To curly-haired people, excluding Paul, who really doesn't give a damn, it is a nightmare getting your hair under control. And, you know, you can't expect to do a save with a scrunch and mousse. No. I tried. It didn't work.
You've
Just
got a
ended
thing
up
on.
look. Yeah, I've got.
two things.
Well, I have. I'm doing a Croydon facelift at the moment. That's, you know, and a pineapple.
It's not working.
A little pineapple. I don't need it. That's why. Yeah, pineapple do. I can't be bothered spending any more time. I've already spent 4.5 hours.
You think he's joking? We got up to do this at 5 o'clock in the morning. It's now 11:30.
Don't exaggerate now. You are prone to wild exaggeration. Anyway.
Wild!
Calm down. He's out of control. Anywho. Welcome. BLOODY. Welcome. Yes, I can spell this morning. Yeah, it's
Gosh, that was fast.
What was fast?
One of those people on one of those scootery things going.
Oh, outside. Oh, how lovely. They are going fast. And that brings me on to a subject. Un sujet du jour. Welcome.
You've done that.
Yep. Weather.
Grey,
Grey.
wet,
Warmer.
windy,
Warmer.
warmer.
Humid, warmer. There is a weather low, a low pressure system over the UK at the moment.
But it's
which
coming
is
up from the bottom, isn't it?
Coming up from the
Bottom.
place, you know, where it's warm. Spain and France.
Yeah.
Coming up from there. Is it the Azores, do they call it? The Azores High? No, it's a low, it's not a high.
No, it's a low.
It's a low, not a high.
But it's warm.
It's coming up, warmer air, humid, rainy, windy, lovely.
It
Lovely.
is windy
It's
again.
lovely though, isn't it?
I didn't
Paul?
think we were
Lovely.
going to have the wind, and we've got the wind. I'm so glad I did that thing that I did earlier in the week.
the
next
branch.
Yeah.
The branch, that's on your Week at the Plot video, Paul.
Yeah, which
That's
is
the Week at the Plot with Paul. Oh, it's tomorrow, is it?
Yeah.
Monday.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, my sujet du jour is writing to the council about speeding vehicles.
Oh, yeah.
I have written, I said I was going to do it.
You did.
You don't need a petition these days, you just write off. So I've written off, and I've also copied in our local MP as well.
Who is?
Viendra Sharma, Mr. Sharma.
Yeah.
Yes, I have. I've not had a response yet. I've had an automatic reply from one of his mailboxes saying, this mailbox isn't monitored. Write to the other email address.
Who?
Viendra Sharma.
Really?
Yeah.
He did. I mean, as an MP, I know a lot of people moan about him, but as an MP, whenever I've written to him, I've always got a response.
Well,
always.
The Ealing Southall address is not working. It's not being monitored. It's the Parliament. So my little email has gone straight to the Houses of Parliament. How wonderful. How lovely.
Why did you use the Ealing Southall one?
Because that's the one on his website.
Need to get that sorted.
I know. Not that he's watching. So anyway, that's good. I did say I was going to do it. I have done it. Let's see what happens.
That took 4 hours as well, didn't it?
It took me a while to get the wording.
I went to the plot.
Perfect.
He started, did it about an hour. I went to the plot. I did my A Week at the Plot video. I came back and you were still writing
Well,
it.
I'd done other things in between, Paul. I'd put a wash on and done a little bit of cleaning as well. But I come back to these things, and this is a little handy tip for the day. If you are writing an important email, get the bare bones done, save it as a draft, so you don't lose it, then come back a little later, because emails shouldn't be too long. They should be short and to the point, but hit all those key points. Key points. It's like doing an NVQ, hitting all your knowledge and understanding. And
What's
all
that?
your
National
vocational qualification. I've done 2. I have. And you have to hit criteria by using certain words to prove that you know what you're talking about.
Like bottom.
Bottom. Bosoms. No, I made sure I had things like safeguarding the community, health and safety, children's safety, vulnerable people's safety.
Yeah, keyword.
Those kind of key words.
I had a key phrase which you didn't use.
Did you?
You need to get it sorted before a child is killed.
Well, I did.
That would have got things going.
I did sort of say that.
Yeah, but you need to bang in there with
I did
it.
bang it in there. I think you'll find, Paul. Enough of the banging now. Silence! What are we talking about today, Paul?
The weather.
The weather. So we've done that. It's been beautiful though, hasn't it? It's been beautiful. And we have been getting on with jobs, haven't we?
We have.
We have. What have we been doing, Paul? Tell the viewers.
You've been a very proud Mary this week, haven't you? Or today. 'Cause
What does that mean? That sounds like a backhanded compliment, Paul.
well, it sort of is, yeah.
Proud Mary.
Yeah.
What? Keep it on burning, keep it on turning.
Absolutely.
Big wheels.
Yeah.
Sometimes we like it smooth, sometimes we like it rough.
There we are. Are you talking about your face now?
No, Tina.
Yeah,
Tina's
I know
putting
that. Tina Turn Up. My dad used to call her Tina Turn Up.
Why?
Dad used to have turn-ups. Oh, interesting story. When my mum and dad got married, you had paper tickets then, and they came to London for their honeymoon. Oddly enough, only about 4 miles from where we live. When they were, there's a really long story about that, but we'll go into that another time. When they were going back, they couldn't find the return ticket. And it's literally, do you remember like the old,
slip.
It's like the old train tickets, the old ones. And which is like a raffle ticket, really.
And bus tickets used to be
bus
like that
tickets
as
used
well.
to be like that, yeah. And they just couldn't find them anywhere, and they packed everything, they unpacked everything. They then thought that they must have lost them somewhere.
Yeah.
Anyway, the person that they were staying with looked down at Dad and went, "What's that in your turn-ups?" And Dad, because Dad's turn-ups were so sharp, he'd put them into his turn-ups for safekeeping, but had walked all over London with their return tickets in his turn-ups.
Did he not have any pockets?
Well, I don't know why he put them in there, but anyway, they found the tickets in the turn-ups and they could go back home. Isn't that a lovely story?
It is a lovely story and it explains quite a lot to me. Yeah, no, it's sweet. But, you know, that's why you have a ticket pocket in your jeans, isn't it?
I know, Dad was always so sharply dressed. I mean, particularly as a
He
youngster,
was
he
smart.
was. And
Always wore a shirt and a jacket, didn't he?
and he did have sort of in his, I mean that he had a dinner jacket, a maroon dinner jacket made, which had all different sort of pockets on the inside for his pen, for a pencil, for... Honestly, it was, he was such a snazzy dresser.
So anyway, back to the story.
He was a singer. He was offered a record contract in London. But my mum said, it's the record contract or me. So, yeah, she shattered my dad's singing career early on. But there we are. Anyway, I don't know why I sort of veered off onto that. Tina Turner, that was it, yeah. Where were we?
Tina Turner.
Oh, right.
No.
Skip.
No, yes.
Skip.
We have been working like manual labourers. I feel like a manual labourer.
Oh, yeah, so do I. Wow, exciting. Yeah. No, that's you. Yeah.
We can't afford a manual labourer.
We can't.
Not at the moment. What was I saying? Yeah. Skip. We've had the skip in the drive, which has been lovely, and we've been working like Billy-O. Paul.
We have.
On clearing that shed.
What is Billy-O?
I don't know, but it's an expression, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah. Don't try and put on an old accent, Paul. It don't suit you. Yes, we have. We've been working very hard this week and clearing out the shed, the old shed, clearing the contents.
Yeah.
And then clearing the whole lot. So we have a new space in the garden. And if the mood takes me, I may publish a short video here on YouTube to show you that, because we have been sharing the progress on our Facebook group, Planet Vegetaria. That's a Facebook group by Richard and Paul. Richard and Paul since 2017. That's contractual. So that's good. We're very, very happy, aren't we? Why am I a proud Mary? Sorry, that's what you were saying.
Because you just keep on going, yeah. So yeah, you're very proud, and I called you Mary at that point. That's why.
Why?
I don't know.
Explanation.
I don't know.
Proud of doing the job. Is
yes,
that what
proud
you mean?
of doing the job.
Yeah, I'm really proud of doing the job because I hate. Yes, I know hate's a strong word, but I love it. Hate. Jobs like that. Disgusting, dirty, filthy jobs.
So yeah, we did this side of the house before last weekend. It was postman. And then we cracked on when was it? Thursday.
Yeah.
Thursday we started doing the shed. And yeah. Yeah, and we had to empty everything from the shed first before we could actually dismantle it. But you were a bit concerned about that, weren't you? You thought the floor was going to collapse and you'd fall 20 feet into a chasm.
Well, over the years, foxes have dug holes. I know foxholes aren't necessarily deep, but you kind of imagine they might be, so there might be a big hole. I was thinking about rats, mice, spiders. I don't mind spiders, actually.
No,
there are plenty of them down there.
There are,
loads, big ones, and they will scarp
and
now.
small ones.
And
the robin ate some as well.
So, I build up this fear in my head that gets so big, I then think, I just can't do this job. We're going to pay somebody to do it. I just can't possibly even think about beginning the job. But I said to you, didn't I, on Thursday, okay, it's time. Let's go and look. Let's assess the situation, see what we can do about it. We just went from there and we started the job and started clearing out. But the floor was rotten. Yeah. And it was, we discovered, raised up on breeze blocks.
But not flat breeze blocks.
No, really poorly done. We didn't put the shed up, we inherited the shed. So we had no idea of how the base was, what was underneath. We'd seen sort of holes going underneath the shed over the years and noticed foxes and stuff like that.
We had a whole litter of cubs under the shed several years running.
We did, and that was also one of the reasons why it was partially abandoned as well, because there were times where we kind of thought, well, we don't want to frighten the cubs and the mother leaves or whatever. But the whole reason the shed had become so dilapidated was because a tree branch fell on it a while ago, and we were very lazy. Let's be frank about this.
Well, I think it was in the middle of a bit of trauma for us with various things, wasn't it?
But I'll post the video that I posted on our Facebook group, and you can see, the reasons why and watch that. But yeah, delighted to have done the job, which now means that we have a huge space in the corner of the garden. And it means we can develop the bottom of the garden, which actually is quite big.
Yeah.
There is quite a lot of space there.
It was quite a long shed, wasn't it? It was. I think it was about 10 feet by 6 feet.
6 by 10, yeah.
Yeah, because you normally get them 8 by 6.
Yeah.
And this one was longer.
Yeah. The bottom of the garden is full of trees, as you've probably seen over the years watching our videos. And we kind of keep it a little bit wild, because it is good to keep a portion of the garden wild, but we are going to take it in control. No, we're going to take it under control.
We're going to manage it. That's what we're going to do.
Yeah,
still be rough and ready, but it will be managed at the same time.
And also won't have that dark abyss of a corner. Dark corners I can't abide, and for those other reasons we have left it for a while. Now we're dealing with it, which is great.
But we can see into the neighbours now, can't we?
Well, that's what fences are there for. Yes, we can see into the neighbour, the row of breeders that we have. Where's the child catcher when you need him?
A lot of children in the area.
Chitty, chitty, bang, bang. Revenge of the child catcher.
We live in a area that has quite a lot of good schools, so
lots of families, lots of screaming children that are put into gardens and left to scream.
Yeah,
which I don't agree with.
However,
I don't agree with it because it disturbs other people. That's what I don't agree with. Shut them in a small padded room, then that's fine.
I was thinking, if we put up a fence, are they going to moan about blocking light?
There's no right to light.
No, I'm not saying there's right to light. But the shed was there anyway, so they weren't getting any light from that. Yeah,
exactly.
That's not very nice.
Duh.
He's not very nice today, is he?
Not.
He's not very nice.
That's what happens when you have a bad hair day. Every girl knows that.
That's right. Mm-hmm. I have a bad hair day every day, but I don't care.
That girl at the office who's mean all the time, look at her hair. Mm-hmm. Anyway, let's move on with the show, Paul.
But we did have fun when we were taking the shed down. There was me pulling at it, brute strength. And Richard was cutting a little bit of ivy, saying, it'll be easier if we cut this bit of ivy first. But yeah, I sort of pulled it all down, didn't I? And then we dismantled it while you...
That, is such a downright lie. I like to work through things systematically because actually it creates less mess. Paul pulled the whole thing down, creating another 4 hours of work.
I didn't.
That I will have to do. Yes, you did. Well, because all those tiles fell everywhere. They all had to be picked up. We could have taken it bit by bit and it would have been much easier. But Paul, with his infinite wisdom, decided to go in there like a bull in a china shop.
And pull.
And pull.
Yeah.
Crash.
Bang.
Smash.
Wallop.
All the contents.
What a picture.
Everything. And then I had to rake it all over, getting all the bits of plastic, and rubbish.
You'd have had to do that anyway.
No, I wouldn't.
Yes, you would.
If we'd have gone step by step, we wouldn't, Paul. I'm
Yeah,
sorry. I am right.
We'd have the skip for another 14 weeks, though. Yeah. So the skip is now full.
Full to the brim.
It is full to the brim.
So
We've got some breeze blocks. We're going to ask if we can put those in.
I think we should keep the breeze blocks.
Oh, right. Why?
Actually.
You're going to build a wall somewhere?
No, but I think they might come in handy for something.
For
I don't
what?
know why. Perhaps plant stands.
No.
For raising plants up off the ground. In different heights.
Are you going to paint them?
We could paint them. You could do whatever.
Well, if you paint them,
You could
otherwise
sculpt
they're
them,
horrible
paint them.
grey things.
I don't know. I've just got this feeling inside me that says they might be useful.
Yeah, they might not.
They could also be used as hardcore if we did need to fill that area.
We've just taken them all out.
Yeah, we had to take them out to get all the rubbish out
All right.
that you allowed to go in.
It was in there already.
Anyway, moving on now.
We
from
did
that.
find something in there, didn't we?
We did, and if you want to know what it is, you'll have to watch the video of us clearing the shed. Well, it's not us clearing the shed, it's just me vlogging about it.
Yeah.
But if you want to know what we found... Anyway, move on, Paul, now. It's time to end. It's time to go now. Just a quick one.
We haven't done what we've watched this
You
week.
wanted to talk about the plot. You wanted to say something about the plot.
Oh yeah. So I've done the May allotment. No, May? Yeah, May allotment tour. I suddenly thought we were into June, and April went so quickly. I certainly don't want May to go as quickly as April did. It seemed to just whiz by. So yeah, it's going to be a busy month at the plot doing things, but I'll be picking all of that up in a week at the plot. And we haven't seen it completed yet, but there's been a new fence line installed at our allotment site, which I must say I was quite excited about.
Is that where the ponies used to be?
Yeah, we used to have 2 ponies, as you know. Not us, there used to be 2 on site. And they have gone off for their retirement to a family farm in Lincolnshire. And that area is going to be used for further growing. It's going to be slightly different than the other allotments and slightly different than the community garden. But the fence line, it had chestnut fencing, but it also had other fencing down below that was really sort of quite old. So the charity have replaced that fence line, and they've replaced it with sturdy metal green fencing. And when I don't mean that sort of wire fencing, I mean it is wire, but I don't mean the soft wire fencing. It's quite firm metal, green metal fencing. And when I saw it yesterday,
I don't understand what you're talking about.
It's metal fencing and it's got sort of bars, tiny bars going across. It's quite sturdy.
So can it be seen through?
Yeah, completely.
So it's chain link fencing then?
No, it's not chain link. That's what I'm saying. It's not chain link. It's not that soft chain link. It's hard. It's firm fencing.
Still don't understand.
If you think about our blinds, these blinds here, it's sort of like that.
Oh. Well, you'll have to take a photograph and share it on social media.
I'm going to. But I'm really pleased that that's been done, hopefully been done. They were hoping to complete it yesterday, and I didn't get down there yesterday because we were doing the shed, or I didn't get down there at the end of yesterday to see if they completed it. But they were nice guys doing it in the morning. I saw them doing the most difficult bit. We've got a telephone box which sort of stands inside the land a bit, so they had
box.
Yeah. Oh, not a junction box, a telephone junction box, not a telephone like TARDIS box. No, a junction box where all the wires go into. And they had to do things around that. So anyway, they did that really well. So yeah. And what we're going to do is we're going to set aside a metre behind that, and we're going to be putting in a hedgerow, a wild hedgerow in there with some roses and various other sort of native plants as well. So it'll look lovely. Yeah. It'll take a couple of years for that hedge to grow. I mean, like 3 or 4 years.
Well, yeah.
But yeah, I'm pleased about that. And some of the roses that I took from there are going to be going into that hedge.
Fabulous, Paul.
I did find there was some barbed wire. It's well above head height. I don't quite know why it's there, actually, but it's embedded in a tree. So we're going to need to cut this wire out because it's well above head height, but there's no need for this barbed wire to be there.
You've said all of that already,
yeah.
Paul. You're just going around in circles now.
There's
Stop.
no need for the barbed wire to be there.
Just stop now. Stop.
There's just no need.
Good. Good.
I'm going to finish my coffee now.
You also wanted to mention that restrictions are lifting.
Oh, yes.
We're not sure yet when we'll be able to travel to Guernsey easily.
I think it's going to be July, is my gut feeling. But they are lifting restrictions in Guernsey. So Guernsey is governed. Guernsey governs itself and is sort of part of the UK and part not of the UK. And so they have their own restrictions over COVID, completely separate to the UK government. Though obviously the two know what's happening. So even if England says you can go there, it doesn't necessarily mean that Guernsey will allow it, if you see what I mean. But you can, and you still seem to have to go for a fortnight minimum. So I think until we can go for a week, going for a fortnight is going to be a bit of a challenge. But yeah, we're keeping an eye on that. But Mum's good. She's been feeling quite jolly this week. So yeah, all of that is good. Yeah.
Good. Good. So, what have we been watching on television this week?
We had a binge watch, didn't we?
Oh, can't wait to mention this one. Fabulous show on Netflix, Dispatches from Elsewhere. We ate it up, didn't we? We absolutely loved it.
10 episodes.
No.
Yeah.
Was it 10? Was it 13?
Was it 13?
I can't remember. It's a limited season, limited show.
Limited series,
whatever you call it. So that's it. That's the show. It is the story of 4 people who get involved in one of these citywide games where you have to sort of hunt for clues and follow a trail.
Reality game, so you have to step the streets. It's not online.
Yeah, that's what I said. City-based.
Yeah, well, it could be city-based, but you do it from your phone.
It's like an escape room, but it's in the streets, basically. You knew what I meant. And it's about how this game evolves and how they evolve in terms of being involved within this environment. Richard E. Grant, Jason Segel, Sally Field.
I love Sally Field.
Eve Lindsay. Yeah, a bunch of great actors and characters. Really, really good. And the reason I particularly liked it was because there was no real peril.
No.
There was no real stress.
No.
There was some emotion.
Mm-hmm.
It was an unfolding process, just like one of these games is. You know, we did an escape room a few years ago, which was very immersive, and it just seemed to keep on going, didn't it? You know, you started in one room, and then another room opened up, and then to your total surprise, another room would open up, and there was another room off that. So you know, we've done that. We've been in that sort of immersive environment. I've played immersive games.
I did Dungeons and Dragons.
We both played Myst.
Oh, loved Myst.
Which is a computer game. So, you know, that kind of thing is fun. But, you know, it involves these people's personal lives as well, and their own individual stories. And it kind of focuses on each character as it moves through. Totally intriguing, twisty, just great.
And the acting's superb.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you've got Sally Field.
Come on. The really interesting thing is that there's something happens at one point where one of the people gets taken away, and the other three are left, and that is sort of like a peril moment, but it isn't a peril moment because of the comedy in the situation. I don't mean laugh out loud comedy, but the comedy in the situation, and Sally Field. I think that moment where Sally Field is sort of saying, "We're coming," it was just glorious.
Oh, there was some great moments of comedy in there, but it's not a comedy show.
No.
But neither is it light.
No.
Either. So it has elements of darkness, but not dark enough to make you feel depressed. It is uplifting. Ultimately, it is uplifting, and it ends up being a feel-good show.
Yeah.
It really does, doesn't it?
And interestingly, it was only when we were watching it I realised that Jason Segel was the guy in that Robert Redford film that we watched that you've forgotten about a few months back that we mentioned. So yeah, that was he seems to, and he was the producer and writer as well, wasn't he?
Yeah, and it's based on another movie,
The Institute.
The Institute. And which I think in itself is based on a real life city immersive game that happened years ago. I love all of that stuff. When the reality and fantasy and reality boundaries are blurred in real life, I think that's just fascinating. It's like walking into a beautiful garden when perhaps there is some very diverse natural lighting going on, like a storm or sunshine and storm clouds, and you walk into this garden situation, maybe at Kew or something, and you suddenly feel like you're in some kind of dream. Or I remember once we walked around Kew, and it was a really perfect temperature. It was late spring. And I remember we were walking through the trees, and there was this sudden, strong perfume. And I remember saying to you, "Where's that perfume coming from?" And we spent a few minutes sort of tripping around this area of trees, trying to find this perfume. And we found this tree where the perfume was coming from. I can't remember what the tree was called.
Was it a tulip tree?
No, wasn't the tulip tree. We saw the tulip tree when we were at Kew with our friends. And it was like that. It's one of those moments where you're almost in this sort of fantastical situation. So it had that feeling for me.
I think that's right. And it's
blended with intrigue.
It just had a really nice pace to it. It was fast without being fast. And there's lovely moments where they're sitting in a cafeteria. Is it a cafeteria? What do you call that? Like little roadside cafe in America, and they're chatting.
A coffee shop.
Well, no, it's more than
It's
a
a
coffee
coffee
shop,
shop.
isn't it? Because it's where you have meals and things, breakfast. So, anyway, I just love those little moments. And I said to Richard at one point, have you noticed there's a lot of milk in this? And then something happens later on.
It is kind of peppered with links and associations in terms of colour schemes that are used, things like that, you know, that we tend to notice when watching, and then you wonder why that's happening, and then you realise later that that's linked to that. And, you know, so if you like intrigue and you like mystery without the big drama and lots of peril, you know, without it being action as such, I think you'll love this.
And the intro is, even though the graphics for the intro, the base graphics for the intro are the same each episode, they subtly change, well not subtly actually, dramatically change in colour, but also with
form
the
well.
music.
And form.
Loved it.
Yeah.
Absolutely loved it.
So that's super duper. We started RuPaul's Drag Race.
Down Under.
Down Under. Yeah.
Can you remember any of them?
Yeah, but isn't it always like that at the beginning of RuPaul's Drag Race, the new season? It takes a while to get into them, and of course what they do at the beginning is they edit it so you kind of hate them all.
Yeah, they do that. Yeah.
They do. They edit it so you hate them all, you think, what a bunch of
Yeah. Which of course they are.
You know, but it's kind of done that way because over time the vulnerabilities are displayed to you and you start to choose your favourites and you start to fall a little bit in love with some of them because of their vulnerabilities. That's the way that RuPaul likes to have it done, you know.
Yeah, that's the process.
That is how it is. And I think that's also how the Drag Race fans like it and are used to it, you know. If we fell in love with all of them at the beginning, it would kind of get a little bit flat because we would then see as time goes on that the bitchiness and the reading of each other is just fun. So we need that contrast.
Yeah.
You know.
And I thought RuPaul's makeup got
his
lost.
Luggage got misplaced, so I thought that was really clever how they decided clearly at the start, this is how we're going to do this. We're going to have Ru and we'll add in later the alternative Ru so he can play with himself.
Yeah.
Really clever. But
that was good.
It is clever.
It is.
You know, it's a clever production company. You know, it's great editing. They come up with solutions for the problems that they faced during the crisis of COVID. And I love that, you know. They're not just saying, oh, let's just do it over Zoom.
Yeah.
You know, they come up with, you know, solutions, big solutions to big problems. And I love that. I mean, all this Zoom stuff, it's so over now. You know, people are getting so tired of all of that, aren't they? You know,
I've only just got used to Zoom.
No, but I mean in terms of television production.
In
terms of formats. It's so over, you know, it's so last year, really.
I tell you what,
pandemic.
Those budgets for all the news programmes must be so cheap now, rather than having to send cars to get someone into the studio and all
that's the thing. I think a lot of the TV producers thinking, oh, it's a great cheap format now.
Yeah.
And actually, we're all tired of that now. So, you know, those producers deciding to produce things using those platforms now, it's like, oh, Yororama, take a leaf from the Americans' books. They're doing it properly, you know.
Do you see the Robin?
No. Is he trying to come in the front now?
I think it's a she.
She or he has followed us everywhere, is with us constantly in the garden. Total little friend, you know, it's just adorable. Anyway, Paul, have we watched anything else on TV? No, I don't think we have. How have we? Colony. Colony, season 3.
Yeah, we started Colony on Netflix. We watched the first 2 seasons, which were years ago.
Ages ago.
I think they must have been 4 or 5 years ago at least. Yeah. And season 3 was, commissioned last year by Netflix, and they picked up where they left off. And actually, we watched the first episode, and then you were a bit tired, so you started falling asleep in the second episode. But I enjoyed the first episode. It's sort of what you expect. It's a sci-fi thing, and it's sort of what you expect.
Brief synopsis of the story, Paul.
Los Angeles, is it Los Angeles?
Wherever.
There's a city which has got a huge wall around it. There's aliens that have taken over the whole Earth. They've got certain people who are doing all of their bidding. You don't see the aliens. We saw one last night, a little bit of it. Basically, it's there's a little bit of peril in it.
Lot of peril.
A lot of peril. Lot of gunfire last night, because we haven't seen gunfire in that vein in the series before. I really enjoyed it. Looking forward to watching the rest of that.
I'm looking forward to seeing what I missed last night when I was falling asleep on the sofa.
But series 1 and 2 are on Netflix as well, so you can catch up with the whole thing. Yeah. And I think it's worth it. I think if you're into that, I think it was on Sky originally when we watched it. We did enjoy it,
the original.
Yeah. And then, of course, Superstore.
Yes, we have almost... I mean, it's almost at the end, isn't
I think
it?
There's
only a few episodes to go, and that's it.
Yeah.
We have thoroughly enjoyed it. We've said it before, so we won't bore you with that.
No, but I did love the water in the store. That episode. It was hilarious. And I like the fact they brought a few characters back for the final series as well. They brought Jonah's girlfriend back. They brought Mateus's boyfriend back.
Mateo's
Mateo's
How many
boyfriend
seasons have you watched, Paul?
Too many, clearly. Yes. I'm enjoying it.
Lovely. So that's good. That's good. We haven't really watched as much television. We tend to watch a couple of things at lunchtime, don't we now? We watch Countdown and sometimes A Place in the Sun, if we're feeling lazy.
Countdown was interesting this week because they have the numbers game, and I love the numbers game. But this week, they've had some very, very... The random numbers have actually been very simple to get to from the numbers that have been picked. And on 2 occasions, you got it, didn't you?
I got it, and but on 2 occasions I got what as well, Paul?
Oh, the Countdown Conundrum.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you did.
I got it.
You did.
I got it fast. I beat her.
Well, you didn't beat her the first time because she got it in less than a second the first time.
I didn't get it in that time.
No, not that time.
It was the subsequent...
Yeah.
times.
Yeah, and you did beat her.
Twice.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm getting good now. I'm going to apply. I'm going to go on Countdown.
I really have enjoyed the time with Jay Rayner because they have guests for a week, and Jay Rayner was on it.
People are saying, who is Jay Rayner?
Jay Rayner is Claire Rayner's son.
Who is Claire Rayner?
Claire Rayner was an agony aunt.
Very famous.
Very, very famous. When we were growing up, she was the agony aunt that everyone knew, particularly on TV. She did a lot of magazines, but she was also the agony aunt on television. And she was I know a few people who knew the family, and they're all lovely. But I really do like Jay.
Good.
He's
Paul.
great.
He doesn't know who you are.
No, he doesn't know who I am. But that doesn't matter, does it?
No, it doesn't, Paul. So, that's it for this week.
Oh, he does know. No, he doesn't know who... I have met him.
Oh, God,
I've just remembered. Yeah. Anyway, there we are.
That's it for this week's Sunday Chat.
Sunday Chat!
We do hope you've enjoyed watching. We've enjoyed having you here with us.
Yeah, I've enjoyed today.
Good, Paul. Lovely.
And now what are we going to do? Alexa, stop. Rudely interrupted.
What are we going? Well, I think today, I mean, it's editing.
But what are we going to do now?
I don't know what.
Sunday Chat Extra.
Oh yes, Sunday Chat Extra for our coffee supporters.
Yeah.
That's a little bonus. We're carrying on. Bye.
Yeah, so we do another little segment.
We do.
Which
We
goes
party
on. To
on. We party on. The show doesn't stop here. No. So that's it. Say goodbye.
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 Take care.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Yeah, whatever.
Jun.
Thank you. Bye.